Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Adventures on Budget, and we're the Fable family. We started this channel to show that budget travel doesn't always mean picking the cheapest option. For our family, budgeting means finding the best value for what we can truly afford. On our channel, we'll take you through our real processes of how we responsibly plan and budget for trips, what our activities actually cost, and the tips and tricks we've learned the way to make family adventures possible. Sometimes we'll stick to our budget, and sometimes we'll go over. Either way, we'll be open about our wins and misses, and we'll share our honest reflections, what worked, what didn't, and our advice on how you can do it even better next time. We want you to feel empowered, not pressured, to make the choices that work for you, because your best trip is the one that fits your budget, your priorities, and your memories. 5:11 a.m. And actually, surprisingly, we are on time. So, look at them. Can you see that? We're gonna go down to the car now. Today, we'll be leaving Vancouver Island and heading on a short road trip to Cultus Lake, BC. Wow, look at that. There, we'll be meeting with 3 other families for a multi-family summer vacation. We've given ourselves a total budget of $1,640.02 across the categories of accommodation, transportation, activities, and food. Our goal is to make the most of our trip within our budget, but first, we need to get off Vancouver Island. Typically, when we take the ferries, we find ourselves grabbing some white spot burgers or chicken strips, but not this trip. This time we came prepared. We had prepared some overnight oats for the little one and a couple of snacks. Daisy and I didn't mind skipping breakfast since we usually don't eat until lunch anyways, but Mom had to get some coffee, the first of our food spend. Okay, we're just about to get off the ferry. I think some cars are starting now, but we're trying to figure out where we're gonna go stop for, we're planning to do some berry picking of some sorts. In true family tradition, we didn't plan our stops ahead of time. We always seem to have better luck when we do things last minute, to be fair. So it's a drive. It's going to be like an hour and a half to get over to that area anyways. And Daisy's going to figure out where we're going while we're driving there.
So yeah, we're going to go to Chilliwack and we're going to go to a farm called Classen Farms. We were supposed to go to eat first, but we realized it's too early for lunch because it's going to be an hour and a half drive. We're going to be doing blueberry picking first because Shasha loves blueberries. And then after that, we're going to go to a restaurant. It's called Farmhouse Brewing. So they've got pretty good reviews and it's in the area as well. So let's see what they have.
Just a short drive from the middle of Chilliwack gets you to Classen Farms, where, wouldn't you know it, we got lucky again. Not only did this place have the you-picked blueberries that we were looking for, it also featured plenty of little activities for Anastasia to enjoy. There was a play area with a bouncy thing, slide, sandbox, toys, swings, goats, and a really neat train that took you on a tour around the farm. Hey Daisy, can you tell us a little bit more about the train?
We got train tickets for the train, $2 per person, but Nana is free because it's free for 3 years old and under. So these are their tickets. It runs every 30 minutes. We're gonna do the train first, and then we're gonna do blueberry picking after.
All aboard! Once we started the ride, we took in the sights of plants, flowers, and fruits along the bumpy path. We ended up chatting with the conductor a little bit, and they offered to drop us off at the berry picking station, which saved us a long, hot walk to the bottom. You have to bring your own bucket, and at the check-in counter, they'll weigh it and send you off to a batch of assigned rows from which you're allowed to pick at. The berries were huge. We had gone picking on the island a few weeks back, and the quality of the berries were nowhere near the quality of Classen Farms. Once you're done, you take your bucket back to the check-in hut, they weigh it, take payment, and off you go. We ended with a bargain, a bucket full for only $7.94. The timing turned out to be just right because we were able to catch the train back up to the top. Anastasia was quite content to ride the train and munch on her new stash of berries. If blueberries aren't your jam, There's also a little farm shop that sells a small selection of other fruits and veggies, some packaged goods, and some ice cream. Before we joined our friends for lunch, we made a quick stop at another local farm stand to pick up some local produce that we'd be cooking and serving to the group for dinner that night. We often find in smaller communities like this that it's cheaper to buy directly from the farms, and it feels nice to support local businesses too.
Slowly.
For lunch, we decided to meet with our friends at a place called Farmhouse Brewing. The dining spaces gave ample room no matter what your preference of seating, whether indoor, covered outdoor patio, or out under the sun. Fenced yard with a full-size playground allowed the little ones to run around while the parents could eat in peace. For visits where the kids are left behind, you could also make use of their volleyball court, challenge your friends to a round of cornhole, share stories around the campfire pit, or partake in a putting challenge on their very well-maintained green. There were no complaints about the food from anyone in our group, and the prices were fair. Not cheap, but not inflated beyond their competitors either. If we're in the area again, we'll definitely revisit. Now, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our humble stay for the next 2 nights. Welcome to the foyer with the dining room attached, right? Wow, fancy. And and over here is the massage room. So when you have the therapists come, they don't have to really go into your house. Why don't you follow me into the living room? Notice how grand these ceilings are. Nice steepled ceilings. Really opens up the space. Okay, come this way. This is the master bedroom. Wow, look at how spacious it is in here. With the balcony that opens right up onto the balcony to see the backyard. Wow, it's very, very nice. And the ensuite with the tub over here. Very spacious. Yeah, separate shower. Okay, come back out with me this way. I'll take you to the kitchen. Kitchen is this way. Wow, welcome to the kitchen. Again, gas stove, sink in the island. Very common for this era of house. Don't mind us. We literally just arrived and started unloading stuff. Not all of us are here yet, but we're getting there. And then the pantry even has its own sink and got a microwave there. And then here's the dining space off of the kitchen, which is very nice. And the balcony and stuff is very nice out there. Yep. The love-struck pair. And then if you come this way, we got a couple more bedrooms. Bedroom here. And this way is more bright. And this bedroom too has a sliding door out onto the balcony. No, there's no ensuite here. So this one is the communal bathroom. The same with this one here, communal bathroom. No. And then we'll go downstairs. And then down here is the games room. So the listing actually says that there's a media room, but there's probably this room here, but now that's a lie. There is no media room anymore. They just kind of moved it into this space. But also along with this billiards table, which, come take a look at this billiards table here. Yeah, good luck playing any kind of game on it. It's crazy. And then out here, there's a sauna. It looks like to be an infrared sauna, and then a hot tub. We haven't checked them out yet, so we don't know what the condition there is, but it'll be interesting to find out. Oh yeah. Anastasia's sleeping right now, so I gotta be a little quieter. And then there's a bar here with a dishwasher that's out of order, an old beat up fridge. And then some more rooms down the hall. Yeah, we took this room. We'll show you later, but the baby's sleeping. Here's another room with an ensuite, set up with two twin mattresses. And then this is the last one, ensuite again, but this has a king. Yeah, and then half windows. So it's a very dated house, but it's quite nice. Yeah, the views in the neighborhood, spectacular. We'll show you the views later. An activity that we enjoy with our friends when vacationing together is to have each family be responsible for a single meal during the trip. We find that it really frees up time, and you also don't have multiple families trying to navigate cooking in one kitchen at the same time. Daisy and I lucked out on being responsible for the first meal. We set it up so we only needed to cook the veggies on location because we had cooked the meat the day before. Ooh, look at the aftermath there. Drip, drip, drip. Smoked pork belly. Made for our trip. We did it. Smoked, how many hours? 5 hours. Everything's cut here. Now we're just portioning it out. It works out to just shy of 12 ounces a person. For transport, we vacuum sealed for freshness and froze overnight. This allowed us to bring a meal that could not have been prepared on location and saved us some time and effort during our stay.
Meet Gabe over there. Yeah? Trisha.
Automatic opening? Yeah.
I just gotta check this out, dude.
This was our first trip to Cultus Lake Water Park and our first family trip to water slides ever. We were a little nervous going in about the available activities for little ones, but were pleasantly surprised by how much they actually offered. Anastasia's favorite was Pirates Cove because of the bigger slides and smaller activities. However, it did require us to climb around with it. There's also a section of slides in the middle of the park that are very newbie friendly, still requiring parents for the little ones around Anastasia's age. Off to the side, there was an adventure river that allowed for some floating time and was shallow enough that our 3-foot monster could stand and breathe. In the middle of the park, there's a life jacket station that allows you to borrow PFDs, so don't worry about bringing your own. The most hands-off area happened to be right in front of our cabana. This was aimed for the littlest of visitors. It also had the warmest waters in the park. You could probably figure out why. We had opted to rent a poolside cabana for our group, which offered plenty of shade, places to sit and lounge, and table space for our group lunch and snacks. Paying a little more could land you a tucked away space in Cabana Cove, hidden behind a large gate that separates you from the rest of the patrons. Or, if you're looking to save a little more, there's plenty of grassy space in the park for a picnic-style base on a first-come, first-served basis. If bringing your own food doesn't appeal to you, you could dine at any one of their fine concession stand options. Choices range from things like hot dogs and burgers, soft drinks or coffee, or for desserts, you could splurge on donuts or ice cream.
We're just here at the mall right now. Cottonwood Mall is what it's called. We're just killing some time. Stroll in while we're charging our car. And then we'll be at the adventure park later in maybe like 20 minutes. I think it's a 20-minute drive to the adventure park, isn't it? Yeah. So we're just gonna stroll, stretch our legs because it's a lot of driving today. Nana, are you okay? She's okay. She's happy.
Cultus Lake Adventure Park is right across the street from the water park. If you still want to have some family fun but stay dry, this is the place for you. This was another case of not being sure how much value we would be getting with such a small child, but again, we were pleasantly surprised to see so many options for patrons of at least 36 inches. The first ride after the gate was a variation on the teacup ride. It was specifically set up for smaller people and allowed only one adult to ride with the kids. Anastasia loved this at first. Next, the classical carousel ride. Animals going up and down in a circle, all the things that Anastasia loves. She approved of this ride. But next was the smallest of the roller coasters. The unique feature was that the seat also rotated around a center axis. Anastasia did not like this ride once it spun for the first time. Daisy got mad at me for taking Anastasia on this one.
You're with Daddy.
But how can we know if she doesn't like it until we try? After traumatizing our daughter, Mom was in charge of picking the rest of the rides. The next ride was the hot air balloon. Nice and gentle, soft and welcoming. Anastasia was back in positive feelings about the rides. However, this wouldn't last long. The jumping frogs turned out to be too much for our little one to handle. Now, with Dad and Mom each unintentionally contributing to our daughter's childhood trauma, we took it easy and switched to spectating mode. We watched as the other kids spun round on the swings, were launched and dropped on the tower, and watched Mom have water fights with the boats. After all the watching, it was time for Anastasia to take a dance break before running around a neat little river area. And just like that, our day was at an end. It was time for us to start our journey back home.
Okay, we're all done. Shasha had fun at the water. Shasha had fun at the water. Did you have fun at the water? Shasha was like scared of some of the rides, but she's still very young and short. So I think we're all done, right? And she's having her blueberries, so let's go home.
You guys, look at this crow. He's missing a foot, and he's out here hopping around in a stump. What? I shall call you Stumpy.
We went to the parking lot and I checked DC Ferries, and there was an 8 o'clock reservation.
Yeah, so we got
I booked it right away.
We got pretty lucky with that, I guess.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky if we book last minute and stuff, right? Before we get there, we have I want to buy Jollibee takeout, so I'm gonna buy like a big bucket of chicken and some big bucket of spaghetti.
Yeah, just get a big bucket and we'll take it to go.
Of course, there was no way we'd be leaving without getting some Jollibee first. We don't have any back where we live, and the cravings have been hitting hard. Okay, so now that we're back, it's been a couple days. We've had some time to look over everything. We did a little bit of research into the average Canadian family of three.
Yeah.
Doing a 3-day domestic travel.
Before we head to our trip.
Yeah. And we used Stats Canada, we used the BMO travel survey, and we were able to find out that the total that the average Canadian family spends is $860. But
we knew that we're not gonna hit that hit that average because the accommodation itself it's already set, and the accommodation itself it's already expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to set that out there and throw that out there as like a benchmark.
Yeah.
Because that's really the only benchmark, unbiased benchmark we could come up with.
Yeah.
So that's why it's there. So let's jump into these categories and see how we did, and then our thoughts on how we might improve or what we did well. Nice reflections, right? So accommodation, our over-under was 0.
Yeah.
Because we knew exactly where we were going to stay and how much it cost, and we prepaid. So that's an easy one. Transportation, we actually came in under budget, $61.88.
Yay!
So
why did you go under budget?
Well, we found out that through BC Ferries, if you book ahead with reservations, they offered like tiered pricing now.
Yeah.
So on the way there, we were able to book a fare that was cheaper than the normal rate. So it was $84 instead of $125.
So you save 40 on that, roughly. Yeah.
So save there. And then for our EV car, we didn't have to do a full charge, even though we budgeted for it. After examining how much driving we're doing, what our mileage was left, we knew we didn't need to do that. So we had a big savings there. So that was really good.
We could have saved more if we also booked a prepaid, or we booked in advance our ferry trip going back home.
Yeah.
But because we didn't know what time are we going to be going back home on our third day, we didn't. And so we ended up spending like the full price, reservation price.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, now for activities, we actually came in over budget by a whopping 47 cents. Yeah. So definitely some areas that we need to improve on for next time.
So why did you go 47
Why did we go over? So we didn't take into consideration to set a budget for ourselves for parking.
Yeah.
Right? For 2 different days, we had to pay $10 a day for parking. And thinking back now, it was an easy thing that we should have had in our budget, but it was also kind of easy to miss.
But also, there is a free parking, but I chose not to walk 200 meters more. So that's why we ended up paying for parking. So it was kind of an unnecessary thing to do.
You could save money, but for the convenience it gave us, it was worth paying.
Yeah.
We just didn't budget for it.
Yeah.
And then also, when we went to the farm to pick some blueberries, like we didn't know exactly which farm we were going to go to.
Yeah, our intention is to just pick blueberries.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we didn't know how much to budget, so we didn't budget.
Yeah.
But luckily for us, it was very budget friendly. It was quite inexpensive for what we got. The value was high. But what we might do for next time is we knew that we were going to do something like, we'll call it miscellaneous, is that we could just budget ourselves a little bit of money for something miscellaneous activity, right?
Yeah.
That way, if we have some flexibility in our schedule, if there's something that kind of like perks our attention, we've already planned and budgeted a certain amount of money to do those kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
And then there's no surprise at the end where we're seeing now that we went over. Yeah. And then the last category is the big one.
Food. So our budget is $350 for 3 days. And then we ended up spending $362.59. So we went over $12.59.
So out of all the categories, this is the biggest one where we went over. Yeah. So where do you think we went wrong?
I think because we were preparing meals for a group, we had lots of leftovers with our meals, with the meal that we prepared. Yeah. So I think we could have saved a little on that one. And then also on our last meal on day 3, we purchased a bunch of Jollibee.
Yeah.
2 extra buckets of Jollibee. So we already ate the Jollibee.
Yeah.
But we also take home like
take home for the family.
Yeah.
So we didn't need to. We could have saved around $60 on that one. But
Yeah.
because we wanted to bring some, there's no Jollibee where we live. So we wanted to bring home back here. So yeah, whatever.
Yes. So we blew it out there, right?
Yeah.
So for next time, I don't know, maybe we can be more thoughtful and really like realistically think about what we're going to be eating, or better, portion sizing when cooking for others. But yeah, that's just something we were thinking about. But overall, we came in under budget, $48.82.
Yeah.
Big,
Yeah.
huge.
Because we've saved on other categories. We did not so good in other categories, but we did great in other categories too. So it kind of balances out, and we still end up saving.
Exactly. Amazing savings in some places.
Yeah.
Little bit naughty spending in others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out really well, right? So remember, even if you're spending more than the Canadian average, right? It's not about doing everything as cheap as possible, eating the cheapest food, staying in the cheapest accommodations, right? It's about planning for the budget that fits your family, right? And staying within that, and being thoughtful when you make it, and being responsible when you're spending it. So yeah, all in all, great trip. If you guys enjoyed this video and this advice, or seeing how we break down things, please feel free to subscribe, follow along, like and share. Maybe tell other people that you think might like our content about us. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.